Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. You know, it's a little rainy over here in Southeast Idaho. It's not a big deal. We're still going to be positive. We're still going to go out and dominate our week, and we're still going to go out and serve some people and enjoy what we're going to do. I actually just got back from Atlanta from a business conference. One of my business coaches named Carl Allen teaches us how to buy businesses. And there's a few things that I took away from the conference I wanted to share with the rest of you guys. But before that, I want to tell you that we are sponsored by Health West as usual. These guys are a phenomenal group of people. So Google where they are closest to you within the Idaho communities that we're in, and see how they can help you with your health and how they can help those that you love. Health West. Okay. So like I said, just getting back, literally, I just landed, came back to my office, recording this. And so you're getting it fresh. And my big takeaways really was what got you where we are now. What got you here is not necessarily what's going to get you there. So it could be what and who got you here isn't going to get you there. And I've dealt with that in my life, both professional and even spiritual and personal and physically. You know, just certain habits you have, certain certain trends, you know, that you get yourself into. The things that got you to the point you're at now will not be the things that will get you to where you want to be. So, the big takeaway at this point was just to be more intentional with my time, and with how I'm going about serving those people around me, spending time with those people around me, and also spending time being intentional within my companies. So I'm not just working to work, but I'm working to make a difference, and I'm working to move the needle, not just to escape from my wife and kids for a few hours a day. So we talked a lot about running companies. You know, we've talked a lot about this on the podcast as well. You know, we've talked about if you want to own a company, not a job, and if you find yourself being, you know, the bus factor. They talked about the bus factor. I like this. You know, how many people need to get hit by a bus in your company before your company stops running? And if you have a bus factor of 1, meaning you know, if you get hit, everything's done. You being the owner of the company, then you don't really have anything that's a sellable asset. If everything is going to come crashing to the ground because you do everything, you don't really have something that's a sellable asset. So again, how are you spending your time? Are you being intentional with your time? Or are you just waking up like Groundhog's Day and going to work, grinding away, you know, because you're thinking time is money, but really you're not being intentional with your time. You're thinking, you could be thinking, how can I be more intentional by setting up some systems? How could I get someone to work a few hours a day to take this and this and this off my plate? Because nothing we do can't be trained to someone else. If they can send astronauts to outer space, and if they can train people to put hearts into people's bodies, we can train people to do certain aspects in our companies. So be intentional. So how are we spending our time? Putting our processes together, hiring good people, finding new marketing ways and activities and methods that are going to move the needle. And just don't fall into that DIY death trap that we find ourselves into. And I know as we start businesses and they're brand new, I especially if you don't have funding, you're not like you're not getting venture capitalist funding and stuff like that. You are the company. I understand that. And I've been there. And you are the HR person. You are the marketing person. You are the manager. You are everything. But as you grow, you should be growing intentionally and not everything depending on you. So, like I said, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. I hear a lot of people say, well, yeah, I can do it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I can do this and this is my business. It's not a big deal to do that. But if you really do think about it, you're the face of the business. Think how much more you should be doing when you should be training, someone who's more suited for that role in your company. The same with someone who's changing oil, but you're the owner of the service company, but you're wanting to be in there changing oil because you are the best at changing oil. I'm sure you are. You're probably the best at changing oil. Do you not think someone else could be trained to change oil? And what else should you be doing instead of changing oil in that business? How about drumming up more business? How about putting together better inventory that's going to sell better for your store? How about putting together different marketing plans? Putting together a system, receptionist, people that can take calls and onboard customers and schedule people without you being there. That's the sexiest type of business. If you don't have to be there to walk people from point A to point C, or whatever, how many points you're talking about in your business. And when we're talking about business that are sellable are simple. If we're trying to solve the quadratic formula, I say that because I'm horrible at math, with our businesses, and we're trying to make things so complicated, and we're proud of that. That's not going to be as sellable as you think it's going to be. You want processes to be simple. Again, be intentional. So when you do pass them on and you do sell them, the new owner, the new buyer will be able to easily pick that up. And most likely the new buyer is going to be probably someone who owns 6 or 10 other service stations that's going to roll you up to become bigger and merge and then sell for a bigger multiple. That's how people make money. That's how people make great money. Anyways, remember, don't fall into the DIY trap. And then one thing that really stuck out to me this trip as well, we talked about spending more time, being intentional with how we're spending our time. And then I learned that by age 12, we will spend the amount that I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm going to read this because this was incredible. 75% of the time we spend with our children in our lifetime will be spent by age 12. Because by age 12, they're starting to get older. They're starting to get in different things, activities and stuff. And then we start becoming into the back burners. And they're in all these different activities. So that's a statistic I found. And I've not just found it, within my event, but I found it online as well. But 75% of the time we spend with our children in our lifetime is by their age 12. How much more intentional do you need to be with your time now? How much more intentional do you want to be with your time now? How much more do you want to put that phone down when you get home? How much more do you want to turn off the TV when your kids are home and play with them and do the things you want to do? Do you really want to be that DIY person within your business? Or do you want to have the freedom to go home and spend time with your kids so you're the one raising them and you're the one enjoying time with them? So, I know everyone's, situation is different. And I know if you're in a startup, you're hustling, you're balls to the walls. And I understand that. I've been there, done that. And first part of, my two oldest, while they were young, they didn't see me a ton because I was out hustling, and I understand that completely. So you have to do those things to get a company that's going to be there. It's going to be growing, but be smarter than I was. You can still be more intentional with your time by tracking your time, tracking your days, what you're doing in your days. So you're not just going from one point to the other, trying to be busy, being like a bull in a china shop, and not fully understanding and getting done with your day and thinking, crap, what did I accomplish today? But you are so frantic and so busy all day. But if you're tracking your time with your day, half an hour to hour increments, you're going to get done with the day and be like, holy crap, I did so much today. I definitely moved the needle. And if you can do something every day, if your company's more mature and you do find yourself doing more work than you should start right now. Do something every day that's going to move the needle to make you get more and more out of your business. Find those oil changing activities that you should not be doing, even though maybe you like to do them. Maybe you, like you say, enjoy doing them, but you shouldn't be doing them. You should be doing other things. Because number one, you should be more intentional with your time. Number two, be more intentional with your time. Number three, there's more profitable things to do with your time as a business owner. So I hope these things ring true to you guys and gals, but be intentional. You can rewind this episode, but be intentional with your time. I'm going to make some bigger changes in my life going forward. There's going to be some things that I cast aside. I'm going back even further to tracking my time, even more strict, because I want to free up some more time. I want to free up some more time when my kids get home, so I can enjoy my time with them. My son right now, he gets home from school around 4, and then he's at football, and he's at football until like 8. And at that point, he's getting home, and he's taking a shower, and he's going to bed. I don't have much time with him during the day right now. I want to make that time. I want to make those 2 hours count every day. So think of those things that you can do to move the needle in your business, move the needle in your life, and make the time with your children, your loved ones count. So be intentional. Be intentional. We're also sponsored by New Clean Commercial Cleaning, one of my companies as well. So if we can help you with any of your janitorial needs, let us know. 208-254-7070. In closing, like always, be happy, be grateful, and go out there and serve others. Be intentional. See you next week.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.